Now have our next segment with Melissa in the studio for Busan 친구 talk.
Yes, 친구 in the studio with Mary
talk.
had a little lamb
부산
playing.
친구 톡톡톡 Melisa, David.
Nice. I like it. I like it. Okay,
How are
let's
ya?
go with that. Oh yeah, I'm fair to middling. Not bad. Can't
Good.
complain.
Yeah?
It's not raining today.
It's
Yesterday,
really nice outside, isn't it?
unexpected swampy feet yesterday. That was unpleasant.
Yeah, we talked about this yesterday outside the studio.
Yeah.
When I went out, it stopped raining.
Lucky you.
And I had
You were
those white kicks.
You had really white shoes on yesterday.
Yeah,
I was worried about your shoes.
They're still white.
They're still. Oh, they are.
Nothing's on them.
That's very
I've
impressive.
been blessed.
You were so lucky. Really lucky.
Yeah, I was really lucky. All right.
yeah.
So Busan 친구 talk is all about ridiculous controversies, and listeners might be curious why that is.
Yes, tourists are visiting Busan in record numbers, and with this popularity comes a lot of curiosity about all the details of life in Korea. So, in this segment, we're going to discuss the seemingly mundane parts of the average Busan resident's life and break down the ridiculous controversies surrounding them. Of course, throughout this segment, we want to hear your views. If you've got Begon, you can send in your messages to Shop Kugong Ogong, or for no money at all, you can comment on our YouTube live stream or send us a Kakao Talk message.
That is right. So your messages, you guys listening right now, could help us solve the mystery of these ridiculous issues once and for all.
Yes, so even if there's no concrete answers to the controversies, as your Busan Chingus, we will try to talk you through them as only a true Chingu can. And today, we're actually going to address a question asked online about 영돈, or a kind of allowance given to family members. In this case, when children give 영돈 to their parents. So I want to know two things. Number one, what amount is enough, right? Like what's enough 영돈? And like how often are you giving that amount? And then number two, are there any conditions on that money? Like what it can and can't be spent on?
I'm kind of confused. Children giving 용돈 to their parents? You mean the other way
Yes.
around? Parents giving 용돈 to their kids?
No. Children give 영돈 to parents. So especially like if your parents are retired.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
here, children meaning like adult children.
Adult children, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that'd be so,
I was-
so sad.
I was-
Get
I was
out of
ima-
your 초등학교 and
Yeah.
give me money.
I was
No.
thinking like, a grade 1, grade 2 elementary school student. 엄마, 아빠 여기 용돈.
That's very like, I'm thinking like 마블리, like a 마동석 Jokpo movie.
okay, like
Where he's
him.
like, give me the money, 초등학생.
No.
No. We're not channeling Mabali. This is
Okay.
like adult children
Yeah.
giving their retired parents.
Like our age adults
Yes,
giving money
yes.
to parents. Okay, gotcha.
So like how much money do you think is reasonable? Like what is enough money? What do you think?
See,
Like let's
okay.
imagine you're not poor. I don't know if you are poor. Are you
Let's
poor?
say-
let's say you're not poor.
yeah, maybe let's say you do savings too, right?
Okay, yes.
Okay. Out of maybe you have you save, I don't know, you save 10% of what you earn.
Okay.
I don't know what the rules are.
Okay.
Maybe. Of the 10%, maybe give 5. No.
Let's
maybe,
put a number on it. How much is this? What
Okay,
we're
let's
giving?
say you make
Mom,
2 million won.
5,000원. Okay,
No.
All right.
You make 2 million won a month. Okay, 2 million won a month. You save, let's say, 50만 원 into
Okay.
a bank every time.
All right.
Maybe give a fifth of that. So like maybe
love
10만
this.
원, 10만 원 to your parents.
Okay.
How
maybe,
about that?
Maybe 10만 원. And
Yeah.
every month.
Every month 10만 원.
Okay, every month 10만
If you make
원.
200만 원 a month.
If you make 200만 원, give 10만 원.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's something I would consider.
Okay.
But like I don't give allowance to my parents per se.
But are they retired?
No, they're still working.
Okay, so I feel like this is like a big difference, right? If your parents are working, if they're not working, what your salary is, right? So this was actually a question asked by a young female worker somewhere in Asia. She didn't say which country. So she has a good job and she wanted to give her parents, get this, $1,300 a month, which is 170만 원
Wow.
per month. so they could comfortably retire. So from what I've heard from Busan people, I've never heard of anyone giving that much money. Right?
Wow.
That's a lot of money to give every month. But I don't have buja friends. Are you rich?
No.
David, you rich?
No, you still have you still have no buja friends because I'm not rich
Okay.
either.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the number of buja friends is still totaling zero.
Zero.
Got it? So like if you're sending your parents like almost 200만 원 a month, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But like what's the minimum amount? Again, imagine you're an adult child. Your parents are retired. What's the minimum amount of 용돈 you can give to your parents like on a yearly basis and not have them think you're 나쁜 애기? Like what's the minimum?
나쁜 애기.
Yes. You know there's
bad
there's the
kid.
TV show, the 며느리 새끼, right? The bad baby.
Oh, 미운오리. Okay. Yeah. I thought you said like 며느리.
며느리. No, it's not a bad 며느리 show.
Okay.
What is the minimum amount of 용돈 to not be 나쁜 애기? To be 좋은 딸 or 좋은 아들. Minimum 용돈. That's what we want to know.
I think it really depends. Like, are you still living with your parents?
Oh,
That's a
let's
big difference.
imagine not.
You're not living with your parents,
living
and your
with
parents are in a different city
yes.
too.
Yes.
Maybe how much? So maybe half of how much you would pay for a rental of a house.
Oh.
I think that's a good figure. So
Half.
let's say,
Okay.
maybe to rent an apartment costs you like 50만 원 a month.
Okay.
Maybe you have half that and give 25만 원 to your parents a month. If they're retired, right?
Okay, that's the minimum.
Minimum.
You said 10만 원 earlier, but now you're increasing to 25만 원. You're feeling guilty.
No,
guilt.
I don't know what I would
coming in.
give them.
Okay, we don't know.
Yeah. Definitely not 5천 원. That's
Not 5천 원. Okay.
Yeah.
So
What's
5천 원
gonna-
is
what's gonna-
insulting.
it is.
Okay.
It's like I'd rather have nothing than 5천 원.
Okay. Give them a gift card to a
Yeah.
fast food restaurant.
Exactly, a
That is
coffee
less,
coupon.
That is less insulting. Okay. Because I feel like there's a lot of exceptions to this acceptable amount,
Okay.
right? So like parents' age and how much money they have, savings, do they have debt, right?
That is true.
Yeah. So in a plot twist, this daughter giving her parents 170만 원 per month, she noticed her parents were sending almost 27만 원 to this young worker's 남동생 every month for nearly 2 years.
Wait. She gave someone else?
No. So this daughter who's working, she wants her parents to
her
retire.
parents are
So she sent 170만 원 to her parents, and then her parents sent 27만 원 to her 남동생.
What?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
Okay, so this younger brother, if you're like, oh, but maybe, okay, he didn't fall on hard times. He has a full ride to a fancy university in London with a stipend. So that means this guy living the dream. No tuition,
Yeah.
no dormitory fees, no cafeteria fees, and extra money to spend every month as part of his scholarship. So this was the sister's assumption that her 남동생 is using extra 용돈 as a 술 budget.
And it's from her.
And it's from her.
She's basically sponsoring all that
Yes,
without
Pretty
his
much.
knowledge. Or without her knowledge.
without her knowledge.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
I don't know what to say about this.
Right?
We've got some messages coming in as to how much they would give their parents.
Okay, I'm very curious.
Someone said 36,000 won is the maximum I would give to my parents a month.
36,000 won.
36,000원.
36,000원. Okay.
Yeah. And then
That's a very specific amount.
yeah. Well,
36,000원. I wonder
here, get this.
Okay.
They actually said 35,900원. But I rounded it up to 36,000원.
Okay. I love it. I love the specificity. I
Yeah.
feel like if we found out the parents' favorite restaurant, is that how much it costs?
Oh, like a-
35,900원 to
Right.
get like
A bowl of pasta or something like that.
yeah, I was thinking 2 bowls of 돼지국밥, but that is a little
Oh.
steep. Maybe you got the side of sundae,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why it's a little.
Suyuk, small
Oh
suyuk.
yeah, you get the suyuk.
Yes.
Couple bottles of soju. Is that? Are we at 35,900원 yet?
Ish.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
That's
so
that.
that's the budget. Okay.
We have also
Interesting.
had Natasyanim saying my salary was was ringgit Malaysia RM 1500. I gave 300 to 400 per month to my parents.
Oh, seems very generous.
Wow, that is.
Very generous.
That's like a quarter of what you earned.
Very good baby.
Wow.
Parents very happy.
They would definitely. That's definitely not 나쁜 애기. That's 좋은 애기.
Yes, very much 좋은 애기.
All right. So the question here is: if you're giving 용돈 to your parents, and then your parents give that money to your sibling, is this okay or not?
Right. So in this case, the older sister very angry, and she felt her parents were wasting the money she gave them. So, a little controversial. We're getting spicy here. She decided if her parents were going to just give away 27만 원 to her brother every month, then they didn't need that much money. So she decided to reduce the amount she sent to her parents by 27만 원. Because remember, she's sending them back to Shemanon.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this decision? Like, listeners, I'm really curious to hear what you do in this situation, too.
I feel like the parents weren't very clear with her, the communication-wise.
Okay.
But initially, when you were telling me this story, she kind of did it to help them out with their retirement.
Right. Yes.
Like, it was all on her. It wasn't like the parents asked her to give them allowance.
Yes.
She's just like, oh, out of goodwill, out of, respect, I wanted to give 170만 원 to my parents a month.
Right. To be 좋은 딸.
Yeah,
she
좋은
wanted
딸.
to give 용돈.
Yeah. And then she found out that her brother gets like 30만 원 off of that.
Yes. Right. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is like, oh, man. I think a lot of people very divided about this, partially because of culture. So this question, it was posted online, and North American commenters, they really attacked the brother as being lazy because he was crying to mommy and daddy, going to the bank of mom and dad instead of working for money. So as your Busan 친구, one thing here I have to point out, cultural difference, right, with feelings about students having alba or Arbeit. So this question, it was from a younger female Asian worker. And she doesn't say this, but it kind of gives the feeling in her family of like you're a student first and then a full-time worker later, like not a student with a part-time job. But, you know, a lot of university students here have alba. But it seems like in this case, 남동생, he doesn't want one. So, like, what do you think? Would it solve the problems if this girl's 남동생 just got a part-time job, stopped taking the sister's money, which he got from his parents, that they got from her?
But then also the question arises, did he ask for allowance? Or the parents just giving him the money?
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
This is a very good point.
Yeah.
Because I know I don't know if he asked them for it, but I know when the sister told the parents, we're cutting off that amount, he called his sister to complain and was like, why are you taking my money?
Oh.
And she was angry, like, what? What do you mean your money? This is my money that I gave to our parents. And so it just like escalated.
Yikes.
Right?
Well, it's her money in the end. She has full control over it.
Right?
If she doesn't want to send any money, well, that's his loss too.
Yeah, well, it's definitely.
What did he do? What did he do to deserve that money in the first place? Right.
This is a good point. And I mean, for me personally, when I hear about university students going to the bank of mom and dad instead of getting a part-time job,
Bank of mom and dad.
Right? Hey, it's the bank of mom and dad.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of surprising because isn't it more comfortable to have your own money? So you can kind of avoid asking, you can avoid like the conversation about what you're spending it on.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Am I gonde? Is this like my gonde thinking?
You know, it's true. I mean, I worked to get my own money too.
Latte mente. Okay, I'm ready.
Latte mente?
Yes.
Yeah, I started working as soon as I was legally able to work.
Okay.
Like that's 15, 16 in Canada. I did like tutoring jobs. You know, I played clarinet at the time, so I taught students how to play clarinet.
You played clarinet.
Yeah.
My vision of 15-year-old you playing the clarinet,
And I was good
It
at
got right up there.
I was good
Okay.
at math at the time, so I also tutored students how to do
Excellent.
math homeworks and
I
things
can
like that.
imagine. I need to see old photos of
Yeah.
David playing the clarinet in the
Yeah,
mathletes.
super thick glasses.
Oh,
Yeah, that was me. And then I worked
nice.
at a hamburger joint, like shops and stuff, and restaurants, and things
okay.
like that. Yeah.
Nice.
But whatever I earned, it was all for me to keep, or however I wanted to spend.
Right. So then we didn't have this issue of who's giving whose money.
No.
Right. The mother's reaction here was very interesting. She called her daughter, who's given her 1.7 million won monthly allowance. Mom said she's a terrible daughter and a terrible sister. And the mother said her daughter was failing in her obligations to her family. This is shocking. So, other background, the parents did not give the daughter financial support when she was in university. And this daughter also studied abroad, but her parents were against it. So basically, everything was totally different from this daughter to her younger brother. So, another thing I'm curious about, do you think the big difference in the parents' attitude, is it because one is a girl and the other is a boy? Or because oldest versus youngest?
Oh.
Because, right, most parents are kind of different, like, oh, it's my daughter versus my son, but also they're very different, like, this is my oldest versus youngest. Because I think most people think, like, oldest child, super careful, super strict, and then by the youngest, we're like, meh, it's fine. Do
Yeah.
whatever. I'm too tired, right?
Yeah, I mean the whole issue with this story. I love the story, by the way, but it's just that it's one-sided too, right?
That's true.
I would love to see the parent side of the story, the brother side of the story, until you make any criticism about this whole story. So it's really hard to say who's right or who's wrong and what's right, what's wrong.
Right? We always say 3 sides to the story.
Yeah,
His side, her side, the truth.
exactly.
Dun, dun, dun.
We don't know what the truth is.
Yeah.
Very interesting story, though, and we've had people texting in their suggestions, their ideas as well, and added on to their monthly allowance to give to their parents. Natasha Nim said, I don't mind. I'll just give them the same amount every month. I already gave it to them, so it's their money. Depends on them what to do and where to spend it.
I love that. So
Well said.
actually, yeah, some other people had mentioned if you give it as a gift, it's a gift.
It is. No turning. You can't take it back.
Yeah.
There's no refund to that. Interesting. Very controversial
Interesting
story.
point. Yes, very spicy.
I like it. I'm wondering what other interesting, spicy topic you'll bring to us next week.
We will have to see next week.
Thank you so much for this lovely story, Melissa. We'll see you next week.
Yes, we'll see you next week.
All right. Bye.